Welcome to Reaching Out. I'm Gregory Floyd, President, Local 237 Teamsters. Our guest today is District Attorney of Brooklyn, Charles Hynes. Charles, Mr. District Attorney, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Greg, and thank you for the opportunity to be with you and to reach out for your audience.
Thank you. Just recently, we had a joint announcement, assaults on school safety agents. Yeah. We want to talk about that today.
Yeah, I think it's important to give the agents the same protection we give members of the police department. The agents, of course, are now part of the NYPD. When I started the program to protect police officers, it was a very, very simple concept for me, that if someone is able to assault a person in uniform who's a police officer, then what protection do I have as a citizen? And I feel strongly about that, and that's why we've extended that protection to sanitation workers, to traffic enforcement officers, and certainly to we've been for some long time now been very, very careful to take seriously any assault on a school safety officer. I spend a lot of time in schools. I have a lot of programs that interact with school children, and so I meet your members often. They're respectful, they're courteous, they work very, very hard, and they have one tough job.
Yes. I just want to point out some things. For the first time, school safety became a civil service, and on June 8th, the police department had at their ceremony at City Hall, they honored the school safety agents with a unit citation, and your program is just showing the good job the school safety agents are doing, and then now they're being recognized by the public and law enforcement community.
And well, they should be. And listen, we all know how rambunctious our kids can get. When I was going to elementary school and high school, we had nuns in the elementary school, and they were a lot tougher than any school safety agent. And then I had the Maris brothers in high school, but the difference is that your members are not allowed to use any kind of punishment, physical punishment.
Yes.
The nuns and brothers were, So your folks run a serious risk, particularly with some kids who really go off the wall and do things that are just are criminal in nature, and they have to be taken care of. If we spend so much money on the other end of the system, where someone gets themselves in trouble and go to prison, we spend so much money on prisons and building prisons, and not nearly enough money on after-school programs. When I was growing up, a number of years, many years ago, we had places to go. It was the local Catholic school that I went to, so there was an after-school program till around 6 o'clock, and then I would, go home and have dinner. But we really haven't made the effort, and it's unfortunate. There's not a single mayor that we've had has been able to convince the city council or the state legislature of the need to replace after-school programs with after-society programs we call prison. We have juvenile detention centers in New York State. Would you like to take a guess how much it costs for each kid to be in one of those juvenile detention centers? And you won't be able to guess, Greg. It's $215,000 a year.
That's what I would have said because I read the article.
Okay, sure,
I read the article.
Okay.
Yes.
But most people are shocked when they hear that.
That's $215,000
per child.
Per
Yeah. And on top of that, there was a statewide report only last couple of months that you might have read excerpts about, that many of these detention centers are abusing these children physically and mentally. So what happens when these kids leave? You've got ticking time bombs. There's no reentry program. There's no structure for them. They come back to their neighborhoods angry, frustrated, without any educational or job opportunities, and it's predictable what they're going to do.
And how much does it cost to educate a child?
Well,
$78,000 maybe.
Yeah,
78.
Yeah, that's all. And it's it's just we put our money in the wrong places. I've said that for as long as I've been in government. I don't understand the methodology behind the budget system and not recognizing that there are many cost savings they can impose. They don't even think about it.
Listen, going back to our discussion on crime, we are in a recession. This is a deep, deep recession, almost a depression. If you and I are out of jobs, it will be a depression.
Yeah.
Are there any fears of crime creeping up, crime going up?
You know, I said for a long time that if this happened, we would have enough programs to absorb any increase. And to that extent, it's still true. With these 30 alternative programs, we can absorb a lot of crime. But, Greg, you cannot cut 7,000 cops. You cannot starve the DA's office for staffing and for raises without having an unintended consequence of crime increases. What I get is every day I get a report on the increases in the index crimes. And I see slowly but surely spikes upward, and it worries me. And I testified earlier about the effect that these cuts are having on my office and on the police, and I urge the mayor to reconsider that we cannot continue to do this and hope that we can maintain the same level of public safety.
Thank you very much.
Greg, thank you very much. I really enjoyed it.